Hey everybody, Pastor Stephen Anderson here from Faith Forward Baptist Church in Tempe, Arizona. Well, we should be so thankful to live in the United States of America where we have freedom of speech and freedom of religion, because other places, especially in Europe, do not enjoy the freedom of speech that we do. One example is the United Kingdom. And of course, I've personally been banned from the United Kingdom simply because of preaching biblical truth. And so they are horrible for free speech in the UK. And in fact, recently, the book of Daniel kind of came alive with this recent news story where they're making laws in Scotland against praying near an abortion clinic. And in fact, even if you're praying in your own house, well, if you're praying near the window and people can see you, then that could be a crime.
What about the accusation that even private prayer within your own home could amount to breaking the law? I mean, it's stretching it, but it's not wrong, is it?
It's absolute nonsense.
Is it? I'm looking at a letter that the government sent to householders.
Nowhere in it does it say
zones.
private prayer.
No, but what it does say is that the activities in a private place like a house in these zones could be an offence if they can be seen or heard within the zone and are done intentionally or recklessly. Now, if you're telling me that prayer can be an offence outside a clinic, if you're inside your own house in that zone, theoretically, the law could be applied to you, couldn't it? I'm just trying to work out if there's any way in which J.D. Vance could be right.
I should be really clear. Praying in of itself is not an offence under this bill. We are not banning prayer under the Act.
Performative prayer. If you're standing at a window with your hands together in front of your face in that classic kind of, that classic image of prayer. If you're standing at a window so people can see you, then could it be interpreted as an offence?
That then depends on who's passing the window and whether anybody
so he's not
can
wrong, is he, J.D. Vance?
No, he's
not wrong.
He is wrong because if...
So this evil broad is just refusing to admit that, yeah, what he said was accurate, that you could theoretically be in trouble for praying in your own home if you're at the window, because you said, well, it just depends on who's walking by the window and who could see, because, if you're within 200 meters of an abortion clinic, you're not allowed to do any praying. Okay. So if your house is within 200 meters of the clinic, even within your home, or you couldn't put up a sign in your own window or something of a Bible verse or some kind of a statement against abortion or something. This is all part of freedom of speech and freedom of religion in the UK. And of course, it made me think of this verse in the book of Daniel, chapter 6, verse 10. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God as he did aforetime. So he's not praying secretly. He's opening the window and actually praying publicly so that he can be seen, right? And it just is mind-blowing how this exact situation you never thought you'd ever see in your life, like a situation like Daniel chapter 6, verse 10, where it's like illegal to pray in your house with the window open. Somebody's